these are the top 10 worst LEGO Ninjago sets in my opinion. Before I start, there were a bunch of bad 4+ sets, so I just decided to include 2 and I didn't include any of the poly bags. First off, I decided to go with the Airjitzu Battlegrounds, which has 666 pieces. Came out in 2016 and it's based on the temple from the Day of the Departed. So the main feature of the set is the Airjitzu function, where they can be launched to fight Master Yang, which is quite cool. And I think the minifigures in this set are quite good, with Airjitzu Nya, Airjitzu Lloyd, and Master Yang. I do think they could have included 1 or 2 more Ghost students, as we see quite a few attack Cole in the episode. The main thing you're paying for in this set is the temple, which does look quite nice from the front, but where's the interior? There's just a small weapon rack off to the right, and I think that's it. At the 9th spot, it's quite a recent set, which is Sora's Transforming Mech Bike, which has 384 pieces and costs $48. It just doesn't work as a mech, with the front wheels sticking out, and then it has 2 small arms with stud shooters. And I'd imagine that the posability wouldn't be great for this set. Now as a bike, I think it does look a bit better. I wish they would have focused on making this a really good bike or a really good mech, instead of adding the transforming feature. For the bad guy, they included a little flyer, which doesn't look very intimidating to be honest, but looks like it has quite a lot of firepower with the 4 stud shooters. And for the minifigures, I actually think they are pretty good, with Aaron, Rapton, Sora, and they also included this small dragon. At number 8, it's the infamous Fangpire Mech, which has 255 pieces, and it came out back in 2012. The body and the legs look like a regular mech, and then you have the snake tail added onto the back, and the giant snake head added onto the front as well, which looks a little strange. There's one spot for a minifigure with a roll cage and some control sticks, and hands that can open or close so it can pick up a minifigure or 2. Other than that, it doesn't really have any missiles or stud shooters. For the minifigures, there's nothing too special with Kendo Cole and Fang Sui. This didn't actually appear in the show as well, so it's weird that they actually made this set. At number 7, it's the Vermilion Invader, which has 313 pieces, and is based on the Hands of Time season. I think the colour scheme for some of the Vermilion vehicles are just really bland, with black, dark grey and red. And the main function of this set is to launch the 2 eggs, which contain some red snakes, and I think the mechanism works quite well. Other than that, they included a tiny side bill which looks like some cover for Zane. And for the figures, they included Hands of Time Zane and 2 Vermilion figures. At number 6 is the Warrior Bike, which has 210 pieces, and came out back in 2013. I think the colour scheme is much better in this set with more red, and they added a bit of green in as well. This is quite a big bike for one minifigure, and the exposed Technic holes stand out. I think they could have fixed that with some Technic pins and some tiles. They also included a play feature, which is the Flick Fire Missile Shooter, which is a nice addition. The minifigures included are actually pretty nice, with Kimono J with a build for a jetpack, and a Stone Army Warrior, which looks great. At number 5 is the Skull Motorbike, which comes with 157 pieces, and this was one of the first Ninjago sets ever made. I'm not really a fan of the big bikes because it looks a bit weird with a regular minifigure riding them. As for the design, I like the face at the front, the bones for the wheel cover, and the flames coming out the back. And they also included Chop-Off, which is an okay figure, and I do like the design for OGJ. From the original wave, I do think this is one of the more forgettable Skullkin vehicles though. At number 4, it's the Cryptarium Prison Breakout, which has 207 pieces and represents a scene from the Skybound season. So for the build, there's 2 jail cells on each side, and the gate in the middle can be pulled up for the ninjas to escape. There's also a feature where the baguette can be launched to knock out the one security guard. I think the minifigures are the highlight of this set, with a Stone Army Warrior, Captain Soto, which looks quite good, Skybound Zane, Zane with a nice torso print showing some mechanical details underneath the prison suit. At number 3, it's a Chop-Off Spinner, which has 20 pieces and came out back in 2011. Imagine visiting the Lego store back in the day and then coming to the Ninjago section and choosing this spinner over the Lord Garmadon spinner or the Zane DX spinner. You got a basic black spinner in this set, some playing cards and a couple of basic weapons. As for the minifigure, it's just a regular Skullkin soldier. At number 2, it's the final flight of the Destiny's Bounty. Like, what is this set? This is definitely the worst Destiny's Bounty they've ever made. So you have half of the dragon head stuck on a block. They used around 3 pieces for the sail. You have the engines with a sword sticking out the back and an exposed Technic pin on the front. And then they built up a doorway to the back, but there's nothing back there. As for the other builds, there's a small prison with 2 jail cells. And the last build is one of the weirdest looking dragons. For the minifigures, they just included 3 legacy ninjas, which are Jay, Zane and Kai. And they included a regular ghost figure as well. And on top of all of that, you had to pay $40 to buy this set, which is insane. Okay, and the worst LEGO Ninjago set of all time is Kai's Fire Dragon. What is this monstrosity right here? I can't believe people would actually pay money for this set. It's got 2 dinosaur legs, a body with a seat for a figure, and some weird looking wings and a tail. The head is way too big for the size of the dragon as well. Okay, the other build in this set is quite simple but doesn't look too bad. And it's a shrine for the golden sword with some torches on each side for some more detail. The minifigures in this set are so boring as well. They included Garmadon without the other 2 arms and Legacy Kai, which has been included in hundreds of sets at this point. Anyways, thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe for some more videos.